So, hello again. Um, Last week was a very distraught week. I had three major things happen to me that shook me to the core. And so I decided to get a Reiki healing. Actually, ended up going twice last week, Tuesday afternoon and again this past Saturday. So I had some interesting experiences during both sessions. So I thought I would share those. Maybe anyone else who's had visions during Reiki would like to share your experiences. Feel free to do so in the comments. But my first session was Tuesday, and I was pretty distraught. Um, and so she, the practitioner, decided to do the bowls on me. Thought I could use the bowls. And so this is a person I hadn't been to yet. I had had bowls done at another Reiki place a couple of years ago, and honestly didn't get much out of it. So I said, "All right, if you feel I need it, do it." So I laid down on the table, nice warm eye cover, warm neck pillow, laid back, and she prepped me, and she was going to balance my Reikis or balance my chakras. And she pointed immediately, you have dark spots there, and there's a lot in your liver. It's kind of giving off a lot of pent up anxiety, worry, stress, and so forth. And something she said I hadn't heard from anyone else. Apparently, the left side of your body is the feminine side, and the right side of your body is the masculine side. And she said the feminine side is great. The masculine side is full of all this worry, stress, anxiety, self hatred, you name it. It's all in there. And it culminates apparently in the liver. And she mentioned the spleen, the lower intestine, a little bit of the kidneys, which I've been having problems with kidney stone recently. One of the tribulations. So anyway, so she laid me down and said, "We're going to work and we need to clear these." So I lay down and she's playing the music and she's saging and she's, applying oils. And she starts in with the chakra exercise with the bowls. So I couldn't see what size bowls these were, but they must have been pretty big because they were loud. She put it down in the root chakra. She says, "You're not grounding. We need to clear this out. It's all muddy." So she put it down and she really got that thing loud. It vibrated quite a bit. And then she worked her way up the chakras. And she said, "Your upper chakras are mostly clear, but we're gonna clean them again anyway." So she gets to the heart chakra, and I'm leaving my mind open. She says, "Be open to whatever comes through." So I'm trying to relax, not think of anything, be open my mind. She gets to the heart chakra, and she starts with the bowl for the heart chakra, and um, yeah, it was the throat chakra. It was the heart chakra. Um, all of a sudden, I see this vision appear in my mind of like a Buddhist god. I don't know if it was Buddha himself, but it's a Buddhist god or deity or spirit. And they're dressed cross leg like you usually see, and it's an Asian looking face, like an Indian looking face, and they are dressed in a thick orange cloth robe, pretty thick cloth robe, laced with gold thread, so you can see it's kind of shining, and then a very tall matching hat, also that same orange material with the gold thread through it, and it's very tall, almost looks like the Eiffel Tower. And so they're just sitting there staring at me. I'm like, okay, who is this? It must be seems pretty ancient to me. And as I'm watching this, it morphs into like a Japanese looking woman with a white porcelain face with the lips and the eyes, and also has a hat and also in a robe, but a different robe. Like I think it was white. And as I'm taking that in, it morphs again into back to an Indian man in a same thing, a robe and a hat, but a different robe and a hat. I think a little bit darker, almost like a orange reddish color. So I'm like, okay, what is this? I'm just sitting there taking it in. Then she moves to the throat chakra and she starts like that. And I suddenly see a purple light appear up here, and it starts to glow and get brighter, a little bit bigger. But it's a purple light. I have never seen a purple light. I've had the white light or golden light come down to me straight through a number of times, if you see in my other videos. But this was purple, and it hovered there and it sat there while she's on the throat chakra. Then she moves to the third eye chakra, and that light fades, and she's and I see this painting in a frame of a colonial man. Uh, I'm from New England. We have a lot of portraits of pure older generations, 1700s, very sitting up very stiff, puritanical, their black suit just sitting up very stiff, very stern looking. So a man appears, probably 40s, 50s, I don't know, sit there, and I'm seeing a whole painting with the frame. And then it morphs into an older man with a ring of white hair around back of his head. And then a few seconds later, it morphs into a stern looking woman with kind of like a lace bonnet, almost looked like a tiara, a lace bonnet. Just again, stern looks on her face. And then it morphs into a younger person, probably in their 20s. And then it morphs into another older person, middle aged man. Uh, in their 40s or 50s, I'm guessing like that. And then she finished that chakra and then did tuning fork and all that, and those images faded. So she finished up the clearing, the healing, and asked how I felt and all that, and I told her what I saw, and she said, "Oh, the purple light. That's very, very good. That's very, very good." And I didn't know exactly what that meant, so I looked it up later and see that generally the consensus is that purple light is the light of healing, which is good. It's also the light of divine connection, direct connection to the divine, which kind of matches what happened with the golden light. So I'm like, okay, good, that's great. That helped kept me grounded for at least 24 hours. So that was good. But then things started to creep in, and then I got the third bit of bad news on Friday, and I was distraught again. So I went back Saturday, and she basically did the same ritual. I paid for a full hour that time, but she did the same ritual. And this time I'm sitting there waiting. What am I going to see? Am I going to see anything this time? And I think it wasn't until she got to the third eye chakra again. I started to see a couple faces. I saw the very weak face of the person who had passed, friend who had passed on Friday morning. And then bam, right in front of me, this very strong, vivid, detailed face right in front of me. Woman, I don't know, 60s maybe, jet black hair, short, straight black hair, kind of combed over like that. And you could see every wrinkle and, red lipstick. And it's just staring right at me. I don't know if it was angry. I don't know. It wasn't happy. But it's like, oh my, okay, who's this now? So, I thought to ask this time. It's the last time during the painting, she asked, did you ask who they were? And I said, no, I was just taking it in. This time, I'm like, okay, who are you? Why are you here? And I didn't register a response to that. So when she finished up that, the face disappeared. But it was remarkably vivid and like right here in front of my face. So I don't know who that was. No one I recognized, but someone decided they needed to come through. So anyway, after that, of course, I felt calm and peace again, and I've been riding that wave since Saturday. So I'm trying to keep myself connected and remember the bigger picture and stop letting these distractions. You have to mourn, you have to go through the grieving process, but trying not to let it consume me like it did last week. So I'm trying to remember that, and I've been picturing these Buddhist gods again. I've tried to find pictures of them. I've put some photos that I could find that were the closest ones I could find. to what I saw, but it was a very tall hat on the first man, and I've not seen anything similar to that. So if you know anything about Buddhism or some of the deities, who that might be, let me know in the comments because it was obvious it was an ancient connection. So I don't know if it was a guide, a guardian, just symbol of the connection, whatever. But that was very interesting, the most vivid Reiki experience I've ever had. So if you had a similar experience, please let me know in the comments. Please check out my other videos if you want other real world stories, my experiences. Thank you.